Okay. I think we might be good. I think we might be good. Okay. All right. Well, hello everybody. Hello Elle. Hello Zell. Hello Jake. That rhymed. That was fun. Thank you all for bearing with me while we figured that out. I think what happened was I updated OBS when I started, like not just before I started the stream, but I updated it before I started. But I didn't reset my computer, and I think it was making it do some like just really wonky stuff. But it seems to be holding steady now, so hopefully that continues. I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. Zell, I'm sorry to hear that you're sick. I hope you feel better. Yeah, because stomach bugs aren't very fun. I'm sorry that you're sick. I'm dealing with my illness, making life difficult, but I can deal. Well, I'm sorry to hear that too, Elle. I hope that improves as well. But yeah, welcome back, everybody. I was on vacation for a bit. I hope you all enjoyed that impromptu stream I did with my dad, playing some Tecmo Super Bowl. But yeah, now we're back to doing some painting now that we're home sweet home. So I got to remember what it was that we were doing. I think we were working on this on these shingles here. So I think that's what we'll continue with. So Soul Dad stream was goated. Well, I'm glad that you think so. I'm glad that you think so, Jake. Yeah, Jake, also sorry to hear that you were having some trouble with your streams too. Like, it's very strange. Literally the only thing that I did different was I updated it before the stream started, and then I restarted my computer, and now the bitrate is fine. So I don't know what's going on. Seconded. Well, I'm glad I'm glad you all enjoyed it. All right, Zell, thank you for the lurk. I do sincerely hope that you feel better, and yeah, I hope you enjoy what you see. So, I always feel like somebody's watching me. But I appreciate the lurk. You can't for the life of me make it... Yeah, it's very, very strange. Huh, this paint is still a little bit wet. That's kind of interesting. I haven't used it in a week. But yeah, I've been kind of AFK a little bit, but now we're back. I went down to as you know, if you saw the stream with my dad, like I went back to my hometown to visit for a week, because with the nature of my job, I can now like work remotely. So I just took down my work stuff and just hung out with them for a week, helped my sister move. Got to see my nieces and nephews, and got to see my older brother and his wife, my sister-in-law. The only sibling I didn't get to see was my younger brother and his girlfriend, because they don't live in the city. But still, it wasn't it was pretty good to see everybody. Like, and by pretty good, I mean very good. Have you tried running OBS in admin mode? Oh, true. You could try that. Nani? Yeah, and then this past weekend, I basically got back from Chatham, and my girlfriend and I went down to London to visit her brother and his girlfriend, and hang out with them for the weekend. So that was also very nice. And then we had dinner with her brother and her parents yesterday. So all in all, a very busy week, but it was nice. Very nice. Okay, and did I get to play with my charcoal at all? I completely forgot that I brought it with me, to be honest. It completely slipped my mind that I brought my charcoal stuff down. But we will be playing with charcoal with our next piece that we do after this one. So there'll be a little bit of a switch. It's so hard to work when you're on vacation. I totally get it. Yeah. Yeah. And I guess, like, it was a pseudo vacation because I wasn't really on vacation because I was working. But I guess it was a vacation from streaming, I suppose. Jake, thank you for the 5 bits. Also, thank you earlier for the resub. I appreciate that very, very much. OBS was doing wonky things, so I didn't get to thank you in real time. But thank you very much. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring you all a little closer so we can get a good look at what we're doing, and we'll get started. I hope the blue bubble comes back if they're not in the if they're not lurking, because I haven't seen them in a while. They do some pretty spectacular stuff on Instagram. Primarily digital work, but Y2K Angel, hello. How are you? How are you? Welcome in. We're just getting started after some technical difficulties, so we're starting a little late. But welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. We're about to start painting some shingles. And I'm good. How are you all? Good, good. Oh, no, I guess we're not, Jake. So, Jake, you got to tell me what you're requesting. I edited that. Did that not work? I guess it didn't work. Anyways, I edited it so that during the 10 minutes you request something for me to paint. So, we're doing a... Oh, you didn't read... Well, it's supposed to come up automatically. Let me make sure that that's actually active. But in the meantime, while I'm checking this, feel free to request what it is that you want to see be painted. Cooper Cup torching Eli Apple. Okay. All right. Well, then we will do that. Okay, so we were going to start painting some shingles, but Jake very kindly redeemed speed paint. So for the next 10 minutes, we're actually going to be painting Cooper Cup torching Eli Apple. So I got to go get another canvas. I think I have a canvas ready. So I'm going to go grab that, and then we're going to paint that for 10 minutes. So bear with me, everybody. I'm just going to go grab that. Okay, so we got a prefab canvas because I just had one handy, and for a speed paint we might as well do that. So I'm going to pin this up. Actually, we're going to take this down first and then we'll pin this other one up. Excited to see this? I'm glad. Jake just ran in and flipped the stream upside down. Yes. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Also, Elle, I'm glad that you're surviving. Like, you know, I know how that is. So I'm glad that I'm glad that you're surviving at least. Okay. Oh, of course, I put that right on the seam, didn't I? Have I been a lifelong painter? Actually, I would say I've been interested in art as a whole my whole life. Like, I started drawing and doodling things seriously like when I was still a kid. But I was much more into drawing. Painting is kind of a new thing. I've only just recently gotten like really into painting. Well, recently, by recently I mean like the last, I don't know, like 5 years or so that I've really gotten into painting. But yeah, I used to hate painting actually. I used to absolutely hate painting. Okay, so I'm going to do a split screen here, and going to bring up a picture of Cooper Cup. Over Eli Apple. I have I have been working on a series that I'm hoping to put into a gallery show. That's actually, once we're done this speed paint, that's going to be the painting that that we're working on today is going to be part of that series. So let's just open this image in a new tab. And we'll blow that up. Yeah, that is still recent. Very recent. Thank you. Gotta brag for Soul while he's busy doing admin junk. Well, thank you. Thank you. All right. So we got our painting. We've got our reference image. Because unfortunately I can't paint Cooper Cup off the top of my head. But here we go. We're going to set an alarm on my watch. What time is it now? 6:30. 6:32. We'll call it 6:33. So it's 6. Actually, we'll give us a little more buffer time. So it's 6:44. This alarm will go off, and then we gotta see where we get to from there. All right. Alarm on. And here we go. All right. I hope this works out well, Jake. Okay, what do I want to do? Okay, and we're going to need a couple of brushes for this. I just realized. I hope all you lovely people are having a good day overall. I know I've said that before already, but hey, I do sincerely hope so. Despite various ailments and other stuff that's going on. Okay, note to self, the next time I do a speed paint, wash the brushes beforehand. Whatever. That's part of it. This is going to be glorious? I hope so. I don't know if it'll be glorious, but I hope so. Okay. Grab some white in there. Ah. Okay, that's not too bad. So my process for this is going to be basically I'm going to paint everything that is a light color. I'm going to do those all at once, and maybe that'll like help expedite the process. So I'm going to paint all the blues together. Hey, Kidney Gamer, thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. How are you tonight? It's good to see you. How did your stream go? How'd the rest of your stream go? I saw you playing some Mario Golf. Who? Camcrafts, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome in, everybody. I am Soul Commodore, part-time gamer, full-time artist. Right now we are doing a speed paint thanks to Jake from the Woods. He redeemed that. So we are currently painting a picture of Cooper Cup roasting Eli Apple. Shortcake Streams, thank you for the follow as well. And for the raid. Oh, kidney raid, yes. Yeah. Well, welcome in, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. But yeah, we're doing a speed paint courtesy of Jake from the Woods. And I was just saying that my process for this is going to be, I'm going to paint everything that is a light color all at once. So like all the blues, all the yellows. Now, Jake, I'm not going to lie. By the time this is done, we might have only gotten Cooper Cup in here. But we're going to try our best. We are going to try our level best to get all of this. But yes, hello everybody. I'm glad you're doing well, Kidney. How did you end up faring in a Mario Golf? Also, how do you enjoy that game? Because I've seen you play it a couple of times. Because I've been thinking of maybe picking it up myself. Okay, that's not great, but you know what? We'll deal with it. We'll go back to the blue. There's a little more black on that brush than I thought there was. Okay. Oh, hello, Redria. How are you? I didn't see you in there. You love acrylic? It's your favorite? Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. Oh yeah, sorry, Shortcake. I missed that. I was too wrapped up in this challenge here. But yes, these are acrylic paints. Thank you for looking out, Elle. I appreciate it. You snuck in with the raid. Nice. Golf was cool. Man, it's a great game. No regrets at all. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, now we actually gotta like, paint some skin on this dude. Because skin is important. I don't know if you all know this, but skin is definitely important. So we're gonna grab some yellow and red and white together. A little bit more of each. And a bunch of white. Okay. This is going to end up looking like a kindergartner painted it, but that's all right. Gray Cat, thank you for the raid. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How are you doing? I hope you're way too impatient for oils also. Yeah. Gray Cat, thank you very much for the raid. How's everybody doing? Welcome in. My name is Soul Commodore. I'm a part-time gamer, full-time artist who's right now doing a speed paint, a 10-minute speed paint of a Cooper Cup catching a touchdown in the Super Bowl, courtesy of Jake from the Woods. He's a friend of mine in real life, and he's watching in the stream right now. And we only got a couple of minutes left in this speed paint, so I gotta start busting my tail here. But yeah, double raid. Grey Cat, how did the rest of Jump King go? Ooh man, this is not up to my standards, but you know what? That's okay. We're having fun here. Let me at least get this football in here before we run out of time. Okay, and let's see if I can just put in the just a ghost of Eli Apple in here getting dunked on. This will be very, very quick. Also, I will definitely catch up with a chat in just a second, because we've got like 1 minute left in this challenge. Those are terrible tiger stripes, but whatever. Oh man. Okay, my alarm's going, but I at least want to put legs on this dude. So that's what we're going to do. Oh man. This might be the worst painting that I've ever done. But that's all right. Okay. So there's our 10-minute speed paint of Cooper Kupp catching a touchdown over Eli Apple of the Bengals. I got to get better at painting people, even like speed painting people. But oh man. Okay, let me. Thank you, Elle. Thank you, Elle. I appreciate that. But yes, I have to get much better at doing that. Okay, let me pin this other painting up real quick, and then I will catch up with chat. See how all you lovely people are doing. Because unfortunately, in the process of a speed paint, you kind of lose track of the chat, you know? And I don't want to leave y'all hanging. I like interacting with you lovely people. So, we'll pin this back up. You're 2,000 away from making me paint a purple idiot. Ooh. Okay. So we'll just put this last pin in. Excuse my back. Okay. Now, let's see what y'all were saying. Okay, where were we? Let me scroll all the way up, because Kidney Gamer came in, and Camcraft said Kidney Raid and followed, which I appreciate. Let's see. Yeah, Shortcake, what types of paints do you use? You're doing digital art while you watch? Oh, nice, Redria. What are you painting digitally? Golf was cool. Be right back. Cool. I hate oil paint, though. It takes too long to dry for me. That is fair. Shortcake streams. Hello, Cupcake Frog. Sorry I missed you in real time, but good to see you. Double raid. Hey, we had some wind down YouTube watching after doing some junk. Nice. Got all the way to the top. Oh yeah. I was I saw you get the babe. That was wonderful. That was glorious. Do you like watercolors? The Ghost of Touchdowns yet to come. Not really. I struggle with them just as much. Same here. Like I struggle with watercolors. I'm not good with watercolors at all. I try to make them work. My girlfriend used to paint with them all the time. I kept checking my phone for 2 minutes and then dying. They're different beasts, but I like them for small landscapes. That's fair. Check my phone. Oh, well, I can't check my phone until the stream's over because my phone is my camera. So, now we've caught back up. Why don't I have Twitter linked in the About section? It's a good question. That's a good question, Grey Cat. I probably should, shouldn't I? But, you see, the reason I don't have Twitter linked in my About section is because I'm still bad at this. So, thank you. I will put the Twitter in my About section. You're drawing a piranha plant puppet to maybe use for stream. Nice. Grey Cat with the good points. Indeed. Shout out to Grey Cat looking out. Yes, indeed. Agreed. Okay, so now that we're all caught up, we're going to start working on this piece, and we're going to continue working on these shingles, which is what we were doing the last time we were working on this together. Watercolor is so tricky; it just trickles down everywhere, and all of a sudden, I lost control. Yeah, that's my. That is my experience with watercolor to a T. Okay. Jake, I hope you enjoy your painting. I really hope you enjoy your painting. Cupcake do watercolor flat. Are you making a live 2D rig? I'm going to try some Vadotube Mini. I know nothing about rigging. Vadotube can just switch between like open mouth closed PNG assets. Nice. Nice. You do? Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. So what is what is that? Vadotube or Vedotube? What is that? I'm not sure myself. You want to be a piranha plant for Mario Day. You're heading to bed now. Have a great rest of the stream. Well, thank you for first of all for doing the the speed paint challenge. That was fun. That was fun. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, Jake. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful night. And thanks for coming in. Okay. So, what will we doing here? Vadotube is an application for setting up and streaming as a PNG tuber, basically. Basically use a PNG 2D asset in place of video cam. Ah, okay. I got you. I got you. Nice. Nice. Very cool. Reactive is another one. Yeah, isn't it like Discord reactive chat or something? Yeah, I hope so too, Cupcake. It's nice when you kind of rediscover things that you've wanted to try for a long time. Oh, I forgot to shut off my alarm for my, there we go. There we are. So right now we're just putting in just some basic shading for this, for these shingles. And we're basically just exploring to see how this turns out, because if I can get away with not just doing a whole bunch of individual shingles, I'd rather not. But we'll see how it turns out. This is yet another piece where we're just kind of experimenting as we go, trying new things. So we're gonna find out together. Hey, Chitanda, how are you? How are you? Good, good, good. I'm doing well. Oh, you're doing fine yourself? Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Very glad to hear it. Welcome in. happy that you could join us. You just missed, we did a speed paint, because someone redeemed the speed paint challenge, and they requested that I do a speed paint of Cooper Kupp catching a touchdown over Eli Apple in the Super Bowl. It didn't turn out great, but the person who requested it, he enjoyed it, so I take that as a win. Everyone else seemed to enjoy it too, so I will take it. And right now we're just painting some shingles. It was fun? Good. Good. Yeah. I had fun doing it. It's just I'll have a speed paint for me in the future. Yeah, I think it was you who suggested it. I made it now so that it's a request. Instead of just I have to pick something to paint for 10 minutes. So that was a good idea, so thank you. I'm treating this roof much like an impressionist painting, where I just kind of want the impression of shingles. Like, they don't need to be like exactly right. But the slight perfectionist in me is kind of struggling with that. Yeah, that was you, yeah. You're saving up and know exactly what you want. Speed painting is hard. Speed art is hard. Yeah. But it's fun. It's a fun little challenge. I know what I want from them too. They look great. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. This over here I'm not too worried about because it's going to be covered up by a tree. So we can just kind of like throw some shades of stuff in there and that'll take care of it. I love that everyone has plans. Yeah, me too. It makes me a little bit worried. Yeah. And like, there's not too much that I won't do. Basically just like, try not to request something that would get me banned on Twitch if I painted it. Or drew it. Because I guess we could do a speed drawing as well. That is also an option. I do think I can handle painting a Korok. I think I could do that. Indiana Jones theme plays. It belongs in a museum. Okay. Have I done any Breath of the Wild inspired paintings? I haven't actually. Now that you mention it, although that would be pretty interesting to do. No, most of the paintings that I do are well, these ones are part of this series that I mentioned that I'm working on, and they tend to come from my brain via reference images that I take from just like walking around or driving around, taking different elements from those pieces, from those photographs, and putting them on the canvas or on paper. So I actually haven't done much fan art of anything. Which I'm certainly by no means against doing fan art. I just haven't done it personally. Be right back? No problem, Al. We'll be here when you get back. We're going to be here for a while yet. For requested painting, do you trace them like from an image onto paper? No, actually, I don't trace anything. So when I'm doing a drawing, like a charcoal drawing, what I'll do is I will take the reference image, and then I will basically put it into a grid. Like I'll make a grid on the thing, and then I'll make a grid on the corresponding paper that I'm actually working on. And I'll go square by square, filling out sort of like an outline of all the shadows and highlights and basic shapes. And then I will go in afterwards and fill in with all the charcoal. Sort of like a color by numbers, if you will. Except I have to basically look at the reference image and see like what parts are dark, what parts are light. And then for paintings, I just look at the reference image and then go right from there. For stuff like this, where I'm outlining the garage, like structural stuff, I won't trace, but I will kind of like map it out with a straight edge. But most of this, like the clouds and all that, that's just me looking at the reference image and then trying to replicate it on here. How many do I plan on doing in this series? I would really like to do, gosh, like 25 or 30 of them. I would say that I'm closing in on halfway. And not that all 20 and 30 will get into a show, but that's the number I'm shooting for. So, we'll see if I get there. One tip for anybody who wants to draw from a reference image or draw from life and they want to make it semi-realistic or like super realistic or anything like that. One thing that I had a teacher in high school, she taught me, Mrs. Snyder, shout outs to Mrs. Snyder. She taught us that your brain likes to lie to you. Like when you're drawing from life, you should draw what you see or paint what you see, not what you think you see. because your brain likes to try to fill in gaps, right? Like your brain will be like, I know what a face looks like, and then you end up finishing the piece and it's like, it doesn't look like that person at all, you know? Because your brain is lazy and it likes to fill in gaps where it thinks it knows things, right? So one thing that she taught us that I think is very good advice is, if you're planning on doing that grid thing, when you're, so many, yeah, it'll be my most ambitious project to date, if I can get it done. So if you're interested in drawing like in a grid, or even drawing from life, like without doing anything like that, if you have a reference image, what you do is you turn the image upside down, okay? Especially if there's a face in it, okay? Because when you're drawing a person's face, your brain thinks it knows what a face looks like, right? In a general sense. However, when you turn a face upside down, the face basically just becomes a mess of shapes, right? Like the nose doesn't look like a nose. Your brain can register that it's an upside down face, right? But when you're drawing it, it's easier to kind of divorce yourself from that thinking and be like, I'm not drawing an upside down nose. I'm drawing this dark area. I'm drawing this light area. It's especially helpful with like eyes. And then when you turn the image back around, you'll see, oh, I drew a face, you know, a face that actually looks like the person. So if you're interested in that, try that sometimes. If you're working from an image, turn the image upside down, because then you're forced to basically just draw shapes or paint shapes. And you'll probably get something that's a lot truer to life than you would have had otherwise. Yeah. A lot of art is basically just trying to fool your brain. Be right back? No problem, Chitanda. That would explain why drawing faces with a grid was never 100% accurate for you. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, no problem. No problem. That's what I try to do over here, is make art accessible for people. Because there's a lot of elitism in art, and I don't particularly believe in that. I think art should be accessible and open for everybody to consume and enjoy. And you shouldn't have to feel like you have to put on airs to walk into a museum or a gallery to enjoy some art. Even if you don't get the deeper meaning, there's nothing wrong with like walking into a museum and looking at something that may have a wild conceptual backing to it, and being like, oh, that's a pretty picture. I like that. You know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. A lot of people would try to pretend like there is, but I've never prescribed to that. No, for some reason, every other piece of artwork is supposed to be like super accessible. Like movies and music, you know, open for everyone. Except for some reason the visual arts. You know, and we gotta break through that shit, you know. So I try to do that on here. Well, I'm glad you agree. I'm glad you agree. Yeah, there's no need to be sitting around trying to gatekeep art. Okay, so we did that top edge of that lip. Now we're going to do the bottom edge. Another tip when you're creating art, especially if you're getting up and down and you're working on a bigger canvas or a bigger piece of paper, don't wear a super warm sweater. Otherwise you're going to be sweating. Like, don't wear a super warm, baggy sweater, unless that's what you're into. In which case, go wild. But I'm sweating a little bit. But that's okay. But yeah, like life's hard enough without feeling like you're not good enough to consume the media that you want to consume. You know? And I say that because I've said this before, but like there are members of my family who have told me that they would love to come see my work, but they don't feel like they know enough about art to like go into a museum or a gallery and see my work. And it's like, well, it's not about that. You're going in there for the experience. You're going in there because you want to see artwork. It doesn't have to be any deeper than that. You don't have to be a scholar. You don't have to know anything about art history. Literally just walk in there and be like, hey, I like that, or I don't like that, Do I live in the States? Actually, I live in Canada. Yeah, I live in the Great White North. I don't live that north in the Great White North, but yeah, I'm Canadian. My hometown, not the area that I live now, but my hometown where I was born, is only about 45 minutes from Detroit. Or 45 minutes. It's more like an hour and a bit to Detroit. But you're back. Welcome back, Chitanda. We were just talking about accessibility in art. And how there are far too many people who feel like they don't belong in a museum because they don't know anything about art or art history, and that I'm trying to break through that and make things more accessible for people. Which I guess at the end of the day is kind of the goal for my channel here. Oh, you've been to Canada before? Nice, nice. Whereabouts, if you don't mind me asking? Because Canada is kind of it's a little bit of a big place. There's a lot of space, not a lot of people. Toronto and Vancouver. Nice, nice. Toronto is pretty close to where, I live just outside of Toronto now. I've never been to Vancouver, but I hear it's very nice. I lived in Montana, so kind of close. True. Over near those prairie provinces. I got engaged in Niagara Falls, Canada, but I haven't been anywhere else. That's fair enough. You've returned with food. Ooh, what kind of food? What'd you grab to eat, El? Also, Redria, a fun story about Niagara Falls. Actually, I've got a couple of fun stories about Niagara Falls. One time, ooh, mashed potatoes are delicious. Mashed potatoes are delicious. So Niagara Falls, when I was a kid, we went on a camping trip up there. And it was like the one time that I noticed, like, my dad doesn't get very cranky. He doesn't get very grumpy. He's not a very ornery person at all. But that trip, his knee was bothering him because he had like he was just losing cartilage in his knees, and a lot of that trip was walking around. So he already wasn't liking that. He didn't like the campground that we were at because it butted up right against a right up against a train track where a train would come by every like 4 hours or so. So he didn't get any sleep. Like, none of us got any sleep. My mom, none of us kids, my aunt and uncle and their kids, like, nobody got any sleep. And then when we were actually in Niagara Falls, like looking at the falls and everything, we come back and somebody keyed my dad's car. Somebody keyed our van. So he did not enjoy Niagara Falls one bit. And then my other Niagara Falls story was I got in my first year of university. Some friends that I used to work with invited me to go on a day trip with them to Niagara Falls, so I went with them. Turns out that it was actually a double date from my one friend, and so the two friends that I worked with, it was a surprise date between the guy friend and the girlfriend's one of her best friends. She was trying to set the guy friend up with her. And she was like, yeah, but I don't really want to go out alone with him. I mean, which is fair, because they didn't know each other very well. So I got dragged along on this double date. And it did not go well. I also broke my shoes. I broke one of my shoes in Niagara Falls, and it was like snowy and everything, so I had to walk around with a broken shoe in the snow. It was quite the trip. The sound of the brush is ASMR. Well, I'm glad you think so. I remember my high school had like the best mashed potatoes I ever had, yet everything else sucked. Isn't it weird how that happens? At our school, the thing that was great was the spicy chicken sandwich, and everything else was awful. Like, even the regular chicken sandwich was awful. Poor soul, Dad. Yeah. Surprise blind date sounds like a terrible... It really was. It really was. But that night was the first time I had ever heard Hot and Cold by Katy Perry. And I was like, that's kind of a bop. I thought those only happened on TV. Yeah, no, this... Eek. It's okay, though. I don't know what happened to the girl that our mutual friend was trying to set my guy friend up with, but my guy friend is now married and has, I think, 2 kids. I don't think it's 3. I think he's got 2 kids. They've got 2 kids, and they're very happy. So, everything worked out. Everything worked out. I got new shoes that weren't broken, so everything turned out all right. Also, Redrid, you said that you hadn't been anywhere else. Fun fact also, I've been to the UK to visit my buddy Jake from the woods. That was years ago. But I've been to the UK, and I've been to like 6 different states in the United States. But I've never set foot in another province or territory in Canada. Only Ontario. I've been to New York, I've been to Ohio, I've been to Michigan, I've been to Pennsylvania. I've been to actually maybe it's just 4 states. So I've been to 4 states and the UK, but I've never been to Quebec. I've never been to Nova Scotia or New Brunswick. I've never been to any of the prairies. Nothing. You want to go to the UK? Yeah, the UK. I quite enjoyed myself over there. It was fun. Healed from all the frostbite on your toes. Yeah. Yeah, that was a really cold walk back to the car. Where in Ohio? We passed through Akron. Um, yeah, I guess we didn't stop in Ohio, but we passed through Akron. Well, we stopped to get gas, so I guess technically we did stop in in Ohio. But yeah, we passed through Akron. Ohio is where you're from originally. Oh, Chitanda too. Nice. Both of you are from Ohio. Did classes in Akron. Hope you got to avoid the. From what I remember, I believe we did. I believe we did avoid that. I had heard stories about it, so we tried to navigate around it as best we could. I know Akron. Been there for a convention. Nice, nice. Zell, what do you? What's your what's your RE for doing reference for are you and me tomorrow or earn? That was a pocket message. Hey, listen, I understood what the brother was saying. Looks like the ones my cat's right. Your husband had a very hysterical pocket message a few months ago. Nice, nice. What was it, if you don't mind sharing? Because now I'm curious. Mm, I kind of messed that up. That's okay. We can go back and fix it. Is he a pirate? Because that's a lot of R. It was all gibberish except one part where autocorrect kicked in. Lots of repeat letters like B B B B X X X C V V. Let me see if I can find it. It was good. Fair. Are you and me tomorrow? I mean, that's a very deep philosophical question. Are we tomorrow? Or are we yesterday? Hmm. It was like 5 messages. Nice, nice. I haven't pocket dialed or pocket texted someone in a while, which I'm very grateful for. Because there's no graceful way to explain what it is that you just did. It's sort of like that image macro I've seen around where like uh, you're never you never appear more drunk than when you knock over a glass and try to explain that it's not because you're inebriated. Okay. So I think that's the shading on this part of the roof done. You and I will always be back then. Oh my goodness. That I don't have to. Here's a good question for you, Soul. What's the story behind my username? It's very simple. I love soul music, and the Commodores are my favorite band. I wish it was more interesting than that, but that's basically it. I love soul music, and the Commodores are my favorite band. That's an excellent message, Redria. I'm glad that you saved it. That's amazing. But yeah, Chitana is very. I wish it was a more interesting origin story, but yeah, that's it. It came down to like I was either gonna go with that, or I was gonna keep my like social media consistent and use my first and middle name, Timothy Jamar, like I got on like a whole bunch of other stuff. And half the people that I asked said that I should go with Timothy Jamar. The other half said Soul Commodore. So I flipped a coin, and Soul Commodore won. You figured that one out in like 5 minutes? Glad to have confirmation though. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. My love for the Commodore started back in grade 6. I didn't really have a musical identity other than I know I didn't really care for like pop music. Like, because the girls on the playground would torture me with Spice Girls and Backstreet Boys and all that. Hey, Ro Freeman, thank you for the follow. Very much appreciated. I hope you're having a wonderful night, and welcome to our little community. I hope you enjoy your stay. So I didn't really have a musical identity other than like I liked some of the oldies that my grandpa would play at his house, and like the like black gospel music that my dad played, like the contemporary stuff like the Winans and BB and CC and Kirk Franklin and all that kind of stuff. I really liked that stuff. But in grade 6, my dad got if you remember those old catalogs that you could order CDs from, right? So he did one of those, and he got a Commodore CD, and they were on the front, and I had never seen any of the Commodores before. I didn't know who Lionel Richie was. I didn't know anything about funk music really, other than James Brown. And on the cover were these 6 guys wearing butterfly collars. Some of them had like big glasses, thick glasses, and they all had afros. And I was like, these are the dumbest looking people I've ever seen. And my dad put on the CD, and the first song was Machine Gun, which was which was an instrumental. And I was like, where are the words? This is an awful song. Where are the words? So he's playing through the CD, and I'm not really digging any of it until the song Brick House started playing. And the thing about Brick House was it was the first song in the movie Muppets from Space. And I really liked that movie. And I was like, they did this? Well, let me take that CD. So I basically borrowed that CD from my dad, and he never got it back. You know, and he would ask me about it. My mom would ask me about it. Like, I'd come downstairs, and they'd be like, hey, do you have that CD? And I'd be like, oh, I don't know. Basically, I commandeered that CD, and that opened up the doors for me for like all sorts of 70s funk. like Earth, Wind and Fire and Kool and the Gang, and of course I knew who Stevie Wonder was, but I didn't know the breadth of his music until then. So yeah. Okay, let me catch up on chat a little bit. I honestly find it weird when people use their real names on Twitch. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, Redria, that was a group chat? You kept replying like you was there typing them. So yours is an interesting story. The name is based on an anime character, Chitanda Eru from Hayouka. I hope I pronounced that right. She's one of my favorite anime characters, and it's sad because her anime never got a proper finale because the studio who made the anime burned down. Oh, that is sad. I became Chitanda to honor the character who never got to see a true happy end. I like that. I like that. I really like that, Chitanda. Classic husband. You make a good point. Yeah, Little Richard. Being a short dude who played the piano. Yeah, Little Richard's amazing. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, that's kind of where I found my musical identity. And from that, I kind of discovered jazz and, you know, I would say that my musical taste centers around funk music and R&B, soul, gospel, jazz, all that kind of stuff. But there's so much other music that I also very much enjoy. Like I love drum and bass. I love. There's a lot of punk that I like. Whatever it was that the Talking Heads did, like I love their stuff. There's a lot of pop that I like. I love hip hop. Absolutely love hip hop. Especially a lot of the newer hip hop that's coming out now. Like I love, like, outside of Stevie Wonder, my favorite solo artist is Kendrick Lamar. Like I love Kendrick Lamar. I really hope that he drops an album soon. I could really use some more Kendrick in my life. But yeah, I love the Police. I'm a fan of the Beatles and the Stones, of course. You know, so overall, like, basically the only type of music that I don't particularly enjoy listening to over and over again is pop country. But my girlfriend loves pop country, and we've been to a couple concerts, and while I may not enjoy the music, they can put on a hell of a show, which I always appreciate, because, you know, it's hard to put on a good show. So, you know, I always appreciate that. Basically, if you really want to, like, get me musically, if a song has a fantastic bass line, more often than not, I'm gonna like the song. The bass is my favorite instrument. So if a song has a rock and bass line, like, chances are I'm gonna enjoy it, regardless of the genre. Yeah, thanks to no problem, no problem. Talking Heads is definitely its own genre. Yeah, the good stuff, indeed. I also really like video game music. There's a lot of video game music that I really like. My favorite soundtrack is probably Chrono Trigger, with a close second being Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Although, like, Undertale and Deltarune are up there. There are tracks in Celeste that I really like. You know, there's a lot of video game music that I really enjoy. So. The soundtrack to the Mega Man games. like especially 1 through 6. Well, I don't like Mega Man 4's music all that much, but that's just because I don't particularly like the chipset that they use for the drums. It's a little too soft, but Tank plays in the background. Yeah, video game is awesome. Video game music is awesome. Super Mario RPG has amazing music. Well, all the Mario RPG games have amazing music. But yeah, big fan of that stuff. The soundtrack to the racing game Rush 2049 has just fantastic drum and bass stuff on there that I really enjoy. Sonic Adventure 2 is one of my favorite soundtracks. Nice. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. One of my favorite soundtracks of all time is the soundtrack to Mother 3, which I really hope one of these days Mother 3 gets a North American release that isn't like a pirated copy or an emulated copy. Like, that game deserves to be released over here. Like, just the story is just, such a beautiful but heartbreaking story. Like, it's just... Do I have a Discord? I don't, actually. I don't have a Discord. Not yet, at least. To be honest, I didn't really know how Discord worked until I've asked a couple of people here on Twitch. But yeah, maybe one day I'll have a Discord. I think what it really comes down to is me having enough time to like maintain it, you know? Tomato Hat translated that. He's on Twitch too. Ah. Very cool. Very cool. There's a typo in the translation, the fan translation that I've seen, that I love because I use I use this all the time. Clearly the line is "you moron," but accidentally the translation is "you morin." So every once and again I'll just be like, "you morin." Running a Discord channel can be a lot. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, maybe one day I'll have a Discord. I'm certainly not opposed to it. But yeah. If I did, I think I'd be astounded that anybody would join it. You know, much like how astounded I am and appreciative I am that all you fine people take time out of your busy lives to watch me mess around for a little bit. I will always be appreciative of that. And appreciative of you. Oh, Tomato said, that's the accent. Oh, really? Really? I didn't know that. I thought it was just a typo. Well, that's even cooler then. Ha! I like that a lot. That's awesome. That's some high level detail right there. Okay, I think we're getting close to being done this roof. Which is good, because shingles are a pain. Even if you're just trying to give an impression of them. Oh, well, thank you, Chitanda. That's very kind. Maybe a few of us can band together and do one Discord channel, because I ain't moderating one by yourself. That is fair. That is fair. It looks really good, the way the light hits it and the way the cloud part is very convincing. Well, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm just going to take a step back, take a look at it. Yeah, I'm going to add a little bit more here. But I'll probably do that later. What I think I'll do before the end of the stream is start putting in this tree here. And then maybe I'll start putting in what's going to be here. If I'm real, my streamer friends and I have one big Discord for like 10 of us. That way we don't all have to be in 9 extra servers. That's smart. That's a smart way to do it. Okay. See, what time is it? It's 7:42. Okay. Okay. So we got about 20 more minutes. Yeah, I think I'll start laying in that tree because, like, yeah, the tree is gonna, like, the stuff down here that I have to do, like, I'll just paint over the tree and then I'll repaint the tree because I just want to get the tree started, I think. Yeah, that's the direction I want to go. Ooh. Combined communities is fun. Your clouds always blow me away. Well, thank you. Thank you. I can't take full credit for that. I use a technique that I learned from an artist on Instagram called Kseniaverse, who I've seen other artists do the technique as well, but she does it really well. So I kind of like started adopting that for my own clouds. But I'm glad you all enjoy it. Clouds are fun. Clouds are fun. Because there are some like physics rules and all that, but at the same time they're very, very like freewheeling and you can kind of do what you want with them. Sorry, I just had to change the music real quick. Because that particular playlist that was playing has a song in there that for some reason, even though it's free, still gets tagged as a copyright strike. So learning new techniques is the best way to go, to be honest, even if you don't invent the technique. Oh yeah, for sure. Especially because I don't think I have the technical know-how to invent any techniques, really. How did that happen? Okay. What I'm going to do actually real quick is I'm just going to take a very, very quick break. just to go grab some water. And also because there's an ad apparently starting in 4 minutes, even though I made it so that ads wouldn't play for 3. That's neither here nor there. I'm going to take a very, very quick break, run this ad real quick, and then come back so we can finish working on this. So stay tuned, everybody. We will be right back. And let's switch the thing. Okay, here we go. Welcome back, everybody. He's gonna break something. Oh, believe me, Chitanda, if I was gonna break something, I would do that on stream. But thank you all for waiting. I appreciate it. Okay. That was a fast break. Yeah. 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 Basically, I just wanted to get make it so that the ad didn't like take over anyone's stream while I'm like mid sentence or something like that. Okay, so let me just pull up my reference image real quick, and just to see how this tree is laid out. Okay. There we go. So yeah, we're just going to put in the bare bones of it right now, and then we'll do some like highlights and shadows as we continue. Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you. Plot twist, he broke the stream. It wouldn't be the first time. It would not be the first time. That's for sure. Yeah, today even. Very true. That was so weird though. I don't know what happened there. I'm guessing again is because I updated OBS and I didn't restart my computer right after, so it didn't like me very much. So fickle. Okay. it had to change the way it interfaced with Twitch, so that actually makes sense since it decided to freak out. True, true. I forgot about that aspect of it. Okay. So this here, I'm just kind of just making marks. There's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason to it. And the reason I'm not too concerned with like having to redo this edge of the tree is because down here in the reference image, this is all like plants. All here. So I don't have to worry about this background being not filled in because all of this is just plant matter basically. So I don't have to really worry much about that at all. I am going to give this a few different shades though, like more of a brownish or reddish shade. Your trees are a million times better than the ones in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Well, thank you, Chitana. That's high praise. Yeah, Jake from the Woods says this all the time, and I agree with him. He's very thankful that he played Sword and Shield before he played Breath of the Wild. I was the opposite. Sword and Shield was actually the first Pokemon game that I've ever played. And I quite enjoy the game. I mean, I poured like over 400 hours into it, so I definitely enjoy it. But visually, it is a little interesting that, you know, Breath of the Wild sort of set the groundwork for what could be done style-wise, and then Pokemon didn't do any of that. Like, the number of times in Sword and Shield that I've tried to, like, bike up, like, a little ridge or something, and then the game's like, oh no, you can't do that. And it's like, why not? Link can literally climb up the face of a mountain with no handholds at all. And I can't just bike up this little ridge? Yeah. I mean, I do love Sword and Shield. I like it quite a lot. But there are a few little shortcomings that it has that it's like, I mean, you could have just done what Breath of the Wild did, and everyone would have been like, oh, yeah, Breath of the Wild did that. But they would have appreciated it, you know? But I'm also not a programmer. I'm not a game designer, so I don't really have much room to talk. They made the choices they made for reasons. Yeah. So these these leaves here, we're gonna redo. But I did want to just kind of get a baseline of like how this will look, and I'm pretty pleased with it. Game Freak is just now being dragged kicking and screaming out of 2D. Fair. Speaking of Pokemon, years ago when Pokemon Go dropped, I forgot the night that it dropped, that it had dropped, right? And I love taking my nightly walks. Like, I've told you guys about this before. Like, I love going on walks, especially at night. But that night, like, I went through, because I was living in my hometown then, and it's not a very big town. It's like 45,000 people. But I went out for my walk, and it's like 10 o'clock at night, And all these people were in downtown Chatham. I'm like, where did all these people come from? Like, what's going on? And then I remembered, oh, Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go dropped. And I know that wasn't Game Freak that did that. Or maybe it was. But I don't think it was Game Freak. But it just reminded me of the phenomenon that was at the time. Or maybe it was Game Freak. I don't know. It had to have been Game Freak, right? Anyway. There we go. We got a little tree here in the foreground now. It was not Game Freak. Okay, so I'm not losing my mind. All right. I loved playing Pokemon Go with friends. Yeah, it was wild. It was crazy. It was crazy. And I was like, you know what, good for you guys, because there were a lot of people who were like, you know, I have never gotten this much exercise, you know, before playing Pokemon Go. So, you know, it's good for them. Okay, so, hey, Mark, my town was small, 45,000 people. My town was 64. No zeros. Oh, well, okay, that's fair. That's fair enough. I guess it's a small city. It's a small city, not a small town. Small city. That's fair enough. But how are you, Mark? We're actually just about to wrap up here and go find somebody to raid. But I'll give you all a little closer look at what we accomplished today. So the clouds have been here. But we've kind of started figuring out what we're doing with the shingles. And I'll probably clean that up just a little bit more, make the lines a little bit straighter and a little cleaner. And we threw in this tree. And again, there is going to be stuff behind this tree, but we're going to redo these leaves. I just kind of wanted to throw them in just to see if we were on the right track with how everything was going to look. And then over here is a whole bunch of nothing yet. But there's going to be another tree here that'll probably extend up here. You know, it's going to be framed by trees, I think. Or at least, at the very least, this is going to be a bush, right? So, with that, we're going to come back down here. Actually, I'm going to back this out a little. And we're going to drop this down. There we go. And we're going to go find somebody to raid. I have a feeling there's not many people on right now. That's what I thought. Well, as far as that goes, if anybody else has any... show the speed painting. Yes, thank you, Elle. Mark, you missed it earlier. Somebody redeemed my speed paint channel redeem thing. And my friend Jake from the Woods wanted me to do a speed paint. It's a 10-minute speed paint of Cooper Kupp catching a touchdown over Eli Apple of the Bengals. This is how it turned out. I mean, it's not great for 10 minutes, but it's also not bad. So, you could go to Geb's Art. Raid Shadow Legends. Thank you, Chitanda. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you all for coming out. I really do appreciate it. I mean, the stream wouldn't be... Okay, you relax. I mean, the stream wouldn't be what it is without all you fine people coming out showing your support. So I really do appreciate it. Before everyone goes, and before we go raid Geb's Art, I'm just going to throw this in here. Obviously, everyone knows what's going on in Ukraine. So there's a list there, a couple of links for resources if you find it in your heart to, if you have the funds to like donate a little bit, there's some links there that you can check out to help those folks out. An awesome guy named Frosty Boy 9520 is streaming art if you want to raid him. Ah, fair. Well, I will keep that name in mind, Chitanda. I will go check out their stream too. But I think Elle got in here first with Geb's Art. So I think we're gonna go we're gonna go raid Geb's art, and then next time I'll check out Frosty Boy. Geb's art. There we go. Very cool. Very cool. And there we go. All right. But yeah, thank you for the suggestion too, Chitanda. I will definitely go check out Frosty Boy while we go raid this person too. Yeah, whether they're affiliated or not, I will raid anybody really. You know, anybody who's cool and doing cool things on their stream, has a good community. I'll go check them out. But yeah, thank you again, everybody, for coming on out. We're going to be back here on Wednesday playing Breath of the Wild at 6 p.m. Eastern again. And then Thursday we're going to be back to this painting. So yeah, if you're in it for the art, that'll be on Thursday. If you want to check out some video game stuff too, that will be on Wednesday. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And Gebs is shy, by the by. Okay, no problem. We'll go in and be our polite selves and say hello to Gebs. All right. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time. Take it easy, everybody.